We have this morning on our program Mr. Zubair Idris, who is the Damasani of Biringwari, Southern Kaduna. He is a community leader in that particular local government area. We have to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Murphy.
Well, it does appear that there's been some calm because we've had you on this program not once, not twice, to talk about the upheaval that we had noticed, particularly around Biringwari, because it did seem that it was the hotbed of the crisis that had bedeviled Southern Kaduna in particular for a while. Do you want to tell us what exactly is currently happening in your place? Are you aware of this payment of bandits, so to speak?
Well, Murphy, let's put the record straight. Biringwari is in the central part of the state, in which the place is being surrounded by forest, the Kamuku National Park, the Kwembana Forest, and by extension, the Dajunrugu, and also toward Niger, you have the Alawa Forest, in which these criminals elements hide and perpetuating this heinous crime. In the last 9 months, we have enjoyed a new lease of life as a result of the peace deal that we term the peace model that we have in Biringwari, and in which is being copied by other communities across the northwestern states. As far as we're concerned, when we look back what happened, in the last 8 years of Nasiru El-Rufai, Biringwari has occupied the map of carnage, bloodshed, and a lot of issues have happened. And in those 8 years of Nasiru El-Rufai, we have lost 372 people in the last 8 years of Nasiru El-Rufai as a result of killings by these bandits and terrorists. And out of, the district that we have, before the dismantling of the district, we lost 17,316 cattle that were rustled in all the 16 districts before the dismantling of the district by Nasiru El-Rufai. So what we have, the peace model that we have now, is as a result of community initiative, because the government is not forthcoming during El-Rufai. He said he's not going to negotiate with the bandit. So nobody is helping the communities. The communities were being overrun. Schools are being closed. You know, if you look at it, virtually economic activities grounded. Farmers cannot go to the farms. But you see, the communities now look at what will be the way forward. There were several attempts in the past to be able to have a kind of peace deal with this bandit. But this time around, in the last 9 months, that is to be precise, in November last year, the first round of talks was started at the Emir Palace, in which these emissaries of these bandit leaders came with all the stakeholders. And after the first talk, the first condition given to them is you should release all people in captivity as a starting point of any negotiation with you or any way to make deal. And they released a total number of 263 people without paying a kobo. So the second round of talk also happened, and the third round, and we now have, a complete deal in which they wanted markets to be open, the cattle market that for over 1 decade, the grains market, and they want free movement and free access to everywhere. And this is what happened. And in the last 8-9 months, nothing has happened. Biringwari Kaduna Road, that used to be a nightmare for travelers and commuters, that you can now travel even at the nick of night. as a result of the peace deal.
Help me understand this. You are saying that the bandits came out, they wanted to negotiate. Is that correct?
Exactly.
What had forced them to want to come out? I thought they were already in a place of strength.
Yes, they were. You see, the kinetic approach, that is the security forces are closing on them. And number two, they are secluded in an environment that they cannot come out and move freely or even to enjoy what they have. So that is why they now said, look, it is time for us to seek peace with these people.
So they reached out to the community?
They reached out to the community.
Because you said it was a community initiative.
It's a community initiative. And you see, the emirate, the traditional institution, they don't have any constitutional role. Our constitution is very clear. We have 3 tiers of government: the federal, the state, and the local government. So they reach out to the emirate, and now the emirate cannot wholeheartedly, engage them without notifying the chief security officer of the state, which is the governor. And that is why the governor was involved. And also the governor, because it's a security issue. And that is why the office of the National Security Advisor was contacted, and in which we have an enlarged people that we have representatives from the security forces, from the community leaders, and other associations that helped to see that this Birnungwari peace model was, established, and we have the result that we have today. That we said for the first 9 months, only buckets of incidences happen, and at least when you look at the carnage, the bloodshed, and what have you, and somebody will be telling you that money has been paid. As far as I'm concerned, all the talks, all the discussions, as a senior counselor in Birnungwari Emirate, as the Damasani, I'm part and parcel of what transpired in that place. Nothing, a kobo has not been paid for anything that has to do with this deal, or anything that has to do with this peace initiative or negotiation with this bandit.
So there has been negotiation with bandits?
There is negotiation, but nothing has been paid.
It's a peace.
It's a community initiative.
So what exactly what is in it for the bandits?
Well, the bandits ask for 3 things: the reopening of the market, grains and cattle market. Number 2, they ask that they should be allowed to freely interact with the larger community. And the 3rd one is they want the government to establish schools and health facilities and potable water, industrialized borehole. These are the conditions they gave, but they didn't ask for any money. So for somebody now, like El-Rufai, to be saying that bandits were paid in Birnungwari general area, that comprises Chukun local government.
No, I don't think he's mentioned Birnungwari specifically. He just said in Kaduna and in a number of other states.
Look, there was a statement he released yesterday, which he's now said that the so-called peace negotiation in Birnungwari, Giwa, Chukung, and other local governments, he said that the Office of the National Security Advisor and also the Kaduna State government paid for this negotiation. And even the peace deal that they are saying that there are some, some attacks in some of these areas. I mean, if you, as I said, there are pockets of incidences. You cannot expect that after the peace deal, that it will just go like that, just like a rainfall or the rainstorm, and it will just cease, at once.
Is it possible, is it in any way possible that some money was paid, but you were not aware of it?
There is nothing being discussed, whether behind the scene or within the vicinity of the area, that I didn't know. As I said, I am part and parcel of this negotiation, because as a senior counselor, I'm very, very close to the emir.
Okay. Well, can I also ask you, in terms of these negotiations that have now happened, assuming money was paid, is there anything wrong with it?
To me, that is, how can you say, is there any wrong on something that doesn't happen? How can you talk of something that doesn't happen? For me, before this time, people were paying ransom to these people. But now, we are coming to a place that we want to have peace. And these people, they come with open hand to negotiate. Why do you give them money? There's no point to give them money.
No, I'm asking because we have seen in the past some governors paying money. As a matter of fact, the former governor himself did admit that he paid some compensation to some people
whom he said came from Chad and Mali.
Niger. Exactly. So he did admit that in the past, but he did say that that was something that did not seem to work, and that he has since, stopped his support. He's been very vocal with his own lack of support for, governors who would decide to go down the route of compensating or, paying bandits, so to speak. So I'm just asking, because it does appear that there is a school of people who believe that we can reach negotiations, we can pay some, some money, and, we can achieve peace. And that if that can bring peace, let us go down that route. I'm asking you, what school of thought do you support? Because clearly, you're not against negotiating with bandits. There are those who believe that we should not negotiate with bandits at all. Assuming in the negotiations, the bandits were to ask for money, because today, they are not asking for money. What if tomorrow they should come and ask for money? Would you have a problem with that?
As far as we are concerned, any breach of this peace deal with this bandit, any breach, there are security forces that are on standby, and believe you me, we know they are going to be overrun. You remember I said, because of the pressure by the security forces on them, in which they are, encircled by the security forces, and that's why they now offered to negotiate for peace. So in case they want to do that, the security forces are ready to do that. I don't buy the idea of giving money, whatever, guys.
So if the policy should change tomorrow, you will not be in support of it?
I will not be in support of anything to pay money to this to these renegades, because that will not be something will be good for us. Because if we enjoy peace without paying a kobo, why should I pay money again?
Okay, but this is, as far as you know, this is in respect to what has happened within Beningwari. Yes. It doesn't include other states of the north.
As far as I'm concerned,
yes,
Beningwari is the model of this peace negotiation, in which now, as a result of this Beningwari peace model, the people of Jibia has done it. Even the government said they don't have hand in it. They did it. Community initiative. But Ari, they did it. Just of recent, last week, Kuripi in Katsina State also did it. So I believe if many of these communities initiate this kind of dialogue, they can resolve this issue amicably, and we'll have peace in all the porous ecosystem within the Northwest and other parts of the northern Nigeria.
Well, we certainly hope that this peace is maintained, because we cannot continue to lose lives, and we certainly will keep an eye on what exactly is happening in your own area. We hope that the peace continues. We have to thank you so much for coming on our program this morning and sharing your thoughts with us. Mr. Zubair Idris is the Damasani of Beningwari in southern Kaduna, and also, or central Kaduna, you say, and also the community leader in Beningwari as well. We have to thank you once more for coming on the program.